My first memory of NASCAR was sitting in turns 1 and 2, watching Richard Petty and Cale Yarborough go at it for the win, and I was hooked from that point on.
Will Spencer can still feel the excitement of his first time at Rockingham Speedway in 1971, the same year Reynolds Tobacco Company began sponsoring the top level of NASCAR, calling it the Winston Cup Series.
Reynolds was able to define the tracks, whether it was Darlington or Rockingham or Wilkesboro. You know, they did do the West Coast run, Watkins Glen, and then Humpy Wheeler built Charlotte Motor Speedway. You had Daytona and Talladega. And Reynolds participated in so many ways. They participated with the drivers, they participated with the fans, and they participated with the tracks.
The sport grew slowly at first, then television began covering the sport, and the Winston Cup Series took drivers from just being regional heroes to putting them in homes across the world.
When you look at, they gave the fan experience at the racetrack, and some of it was with history, and they helped the drivers create their own personality. So you had Richard Petty that had one personality, and you had Benny Parsons that had another personality. Then you had Darrell Waltrip that was completely out of the box. You know, everybody thought he was crazy. It was a Southern sport from 1971 pretty much till, you know, mid 90s. You know, you had Jeff Gordon, a dirt track car, and you know, you had Tony Stewart. So the drivers, it was a Southern sport that grew west.
In 2004, Will Spencer opened the Winston Cup Museum in this old Pontiac dealership. The museum honors the 33-year history that NASCAR was under the Winston name. Pictures of drivers, owners, crews, and even fans cover the 250-foot mural that surrounds the 12,000 square foot museum. Each snapshot is a time capsule of life in the sport.
We couldn't put everybody on the wall. But everybody knows if you were in the sport pretty much and kept up with the sport at that time, you understand who was where and why, whether it was Junior Johnson, you know, or Richard Childress, or Bill Elliott, or, you know, Terry Labonte. You know, you saw where they were and the different champions. Alan Kawicki, you know, his car was called the Underbird, not the Thunderbird, because he was an engineer and was very creative in how he made a car run.
The museum did not want to limit itself to just photographic memories of the past. There's also a look at one of the best moonshiners of his time from Virginia, who turned to racing professionally, just like famed North Carolina racer Junior Johnson.
When I opened the museum, one of the things that we wanted me to identify the history of a black driver. And I think one of the most unique pieces, if you go and read about Wendell Scott and his 500 and some races, and you read how he came about in the sport, how he made a name for himself. He won a NASCAR race. I think his history parallels Junior Johnson. There was a track promoter in Virginia that went to the Virginia Highway Patrol and said, "Who is the best moonshiner in Virginia?" And the Virginia Highway Patrol said, "Well, there's only one man." I said, "Wendell Scott." And they said, "Why is that?" He says, "We've never caught him."
Now, Scott's 1971 Mercury Cyclone is on display in the condition it last ended a race in 1973 at Talladega, where Scott was one of 18 cars to be involved in a major wreck early in the race. When Reynolds decided to end its title sponsorship in 2003, Spencer knew he had to make sure that the legacy continued. A legacy he helped create when he began having his company, JKS, work alongside the Reynolds marketing department in NASCAR in 1984.
Through the years, every time that there was an asset or a different piece that got outdated or whatever, I always told my guys, well, just take it to the warehouse. I'm gonna do a museum one day.
With the collection he had stored away, plus gathering cars and gear back from Richard Childress and Richard Petty, the museum began taking shape. Spencer has another 25 cars off-site as well. The collection has even caught the attention of museums around the world.
A lot of people want cars for different events, and like I told you, there's a Budweiser car down there that we loan to the Guggenheim Museum, and we loan them out for different events and functions. So when we change the cars up, or we've got a specific type of event that may fit, you know, that particular fan, hopefully we've got the car that they want.